Hey everyone, it is Matt here with my first action figure review. Today I'm going to be looking at the X-Men Marvel Legends Mystique. This is from the X-Men movies. Showing up in Target. I got this at Target on shelves. They had just put it out. I was lucky enough to find one, but they are still available on Amazon for list price if you're looking for one. This figure is phenomenal, however the retail price I think is a little bit high, being as you only get this figure, two spare hands, and then a kind of morphed arm that is not blue, which is really cool. I like this accessory a lot. I kind of wish there was maybe an alternate head or something like that. I think it would have been cool if it had a head with this kind of around the neck. That would have been really cool. But besides that, it's a really good looking figure. I think it captures the character's likeness really well. Before we get into the figure though, let's look at the box real quick. So here is the box for this figure, and I have nothing but good things to say about this packaging. I think it looks so much better than the standard Marvel Legends packaging. It reminds me a lot of the Phase 3 Black Series boxes, the ones that, the red line Black Series. It reminds me a lot of that. It is thicker than that one, and has this phenomenal character kind of silhouette art on the side. Got Marvel Legends there on the bottom, but yeah, it's about the same exact dimensions on the front. I think it is a little bit bigger, yeah. So it's ever so slightly bigger, but it's got the same style, I think, and I really like this packaging. I think it was time for them to change it, but that's not what I'm looking at here. So on both sides you have that silhouette, the silhouette of Mystique, and then on the back you have kind of a zoomed in on her face. I noticed there's no character blurb on this box. The really only writing is what they're legally required to include, and the Marvel Legends marketing, like the packaging stuff. So in the back you have the really cool X-Men logo that is on all of these X-Men figures. It's this one except inverted. The colors are inverted, which is cool. Really good packaging. I think stands out on the shelf and looks great when you have all of the figures in this line. Let's get on to the figure. So here is Mystique by herself. Something I will note immediately, this figure does feel a little bit small, especially when compared to the rest of the line, which is good. It means she's in scale. But that's where my biggest problem with this figure specifically is it feels very expensive for the $25 it costs. It does look good, and it is, I think, 100% new sculpts, which is always a good thing because Hasbro has a tendency to sometimes reuse parts on figures. So I love when they do things that are completely new. But I do think the cost is high on this, especially with how few extra hands and arms it comes with. Like if it had extra, if all of the limbs had the transforming piece, that would have been really cool, and I would not mind the price as much. But otherwise, it does look very good still. It captures, I think this is based on Jennifer Lawrence's portrayal of Mystique, although I'm not positive. I've not seen the movies in a long time, and I don't know all the actors who were in them. But, I'm pretty sure Jennifer Lawrence was the only person to play Mystique, although no, she wasn't, because in the earlier movies, someone else did. I don't remember who it was, but I don't know which one this is based on, but regardless, it looks fantastic. If I take the face right up to the camera here, let's see, is that focusing? Yeah, there we go. Really cool detail. It looks very realistic, I think. The eyes look menacing and creepy. It's a creepy character design, I think. So I think they do a really good job of capturing all the scales. All the scales, they're not just painted, they're textured on there, which is even better. I don't like when details are painted on because it leaves a lot of room for misprints or mispaint application. Another complaint I have with this figure, the hair is very stiff back here, and it doesn't fall perfectly if you don't have her head like that, but it still looks very good. It's really just a cool looking figure. Moving down, you do have pegs showing in the legs. I kind of would have preferred if they did the slightly less intrusive single joint on the legs, although it's important that this character has a lot of posability, so I don't completely mind that it has this, but when it's a character that isn't really wearing clothes, I think it kind of sticks out a little bit like a sore thumb, but it's not the worst. Overall, though, I think that this figure is phenomenal, especially when you take out the price, when you don't look at the price. This is definitely a well-made figure, and it's not going to stand up there. Okay, there we go. Looking at some of the extra accessories, you get this really, really cool, just like transforming arm, because her superpower is she can shapeshift into other people. So, how to put that on is it does take a good bit of force, and it's not coming off now. There we go. It takes a good bit of force. You basically just yank the arm out of the socket and squish it out, and I think that looks really, really cool. I think they did a great job sculpting where it meets. If you can see there, it has a lot more of, it kind of shows the transformation in action, which is so, so cool. And what I was saying with the legs, this is the kind of joint I would have preferred if they used on the knees, because you still get a really good range, a pretty realistic range of movement there, and it just is a lot less intrusive. Another complaint with the articulation, there's no swivel in the bicep, which I think is usually a really useful point of articulation, because it lets you kind of bring the arm across better. And when you don't have that, it does take away. I feel like they easily could have fitted in there, but that's not the end of the world. You also don't have any waist swivel, but I'm okay with it on this figure, because on characters that don't have clothing, it's much, much harder to hide articulation. So I think they kind of went for a balance of good articulation and just style, which is fine. I forgive it on this figure because there's not a lot of good places to hide joints. Now this figure, if I was not having this much trouble standing her up before I was filming, take that as you will. There are no pegs on the feet, which is a little disappointing, but if I can get this up, there we go. Oh, no, okay. Well, okay, yeah. You also get 2 extra hands. I'll actually just move it out of the way so you can see these. But you get 2 extra fists, very easy to switch out with. I'm going to put the normal arm back on. But it's very easy to switch the hands out, and I think these ones look better, but if you want to put these ones on, you just pull the hands out. They're kind of rubbery, so it makes it really easy. They're not going to break without intentionally breaking them. But I don't know. I don't think these look quite as cool. I like unique hands. Fists, I think, are really boring on action figures, but this looks good. I like when you get extra hands for figures, so I'm never going to complain if they give us an extra pair of hands. But yeah, overall, I think this figure is good, although I think you should wait to pick it up until it's at a discount, because I feel like this one might go on sale. I don't know about Wolverine or Professor X and Magneto, but I don't know. I don't see this one selling quite as well, going off of past sales for Marvel Legends. But yeah, let's bring the box back in here. And that's about it for this figure. I think it's very well done. Just the price is a bit high, but if you're into the X-Men franchise, this is a must-have. I think all 4 of these figures in this line are a must-have. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other videos. I have a review of Wolverine and the Professor X Magneto 2-pack coming up this weekend. And make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you very much. Goodbye.